drummers. Today we're talking about 5 different ways that we can take ghost notes and add them to your beats and add a little bit more complexity for your drum parts. And that will translate well past drum beats into drum fills and all kinds of aspects for your drumming. So be sure to stick around till the end of this video so that you get the most benefit from this video.
Stay here. Stay as long as you can. For the love of God, cherish it.
Jennifer, why don't you try reading out loud for a minute, okay?
You gotta cherish it.
Also, I've done other videos on ghost notes before. Check those out if you have not already. Have tons of videos that will help you out here. My goal here with the Tune Musician is to help you hone your chops, help you get past those plateaus that everybody faces within drumming. So the first thing that we can do is the basic rock beat. I like to start right here. It's simple. So we're gonna play 1/8 notes on the snare drum along with the 1/8 notes on the hi-hats. Getting used to how that feels, and as you get more comfortable with that, start adding in the kick drum and the snare backbeat for the basic rock beat. Obviously, you can add more kick drum in there as you feel comfortable, but the important part is just getting that rock beat down with ghost notes, doing 1/8 notes, just as you are doing on your hi-hat. Try, as you're doing the 1/8 notes on the hi-hats, not to accent the hi-hat as you do that backbeat for the snare, because it is easy to keep this level consistent. And try to get those ghost notes as quiet as possible. So start slow, speed up when you feel comfortable, add in the accents and that kick drum. As you get comfortable with that, we're doing 1/8 notes on the hi-hats, 1/8 note on the snare. Start taking away some of those 1/8 note hits on the snare. Don't be as consistent with those on the snare as the hi-hat beat. Example. Randomizing where you hit those ghost notes on the snare drum. So it's gonna open up your creativity a lot more because we're taking away and we're playing less. And that's something we have to think about with the drums. Where can I play less and open up that creativity? Number 2, as you're comfortable with that first thing, doing 1/8 notes with the hi-hats, with the snare, we're gonna move that to alternating. Single stroke rolls, right, left, right, left, right, left. Between the hi-hats and between the snare. On the snare drum, with your left hand, be sure to do ghost notes. And maybe it's your right hand. Maybe you're left-handed. In that case, ghost notes with your right hand on the snare drum. Start slow and get used to how that feels. Same as the first exercise we did. As you feel comfortable, add that kick drum in there and add the snare backbeat. Now this is where you can choose to do the backbeats with your opposite hand. Point being, taking my right hand off the hi-hat, doing that backbeat on the snare. But as you get comfortable even with that, try, as I mentioned with the 1/8 notes, we took some away for that first exercise. Try to alter that a little bit to be able to do the backbeat for that rock beat with your left hand. It may be easier for you first to alternate right hand on the snare with that backbeat, but as I mentioned, start trying to incorporate that left hand. You could swap between using your right hand for the backbeat of the snare and using your left hand. And then same with the first exercise. As you get comfortable with that, we can speed that up. Kind of added some more accents on the snare rather than the backbeat. More on that here in a little bit, so stick around. If this video has been helpful for you, go ahead and share it. And it may help someone else with their drumming. If you found value out of this, be sure to check out my other videos. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so that way you're notified every single time we upload a video here and we go live on YouTube. I do that a lot here on YouTube. Comment below, let me know what your thoughts are. What are your favorite ghost note exercises? What are your struggles behind the drums with ghost notes? I would love to hear what your issues are, or even any questions that you have. So number 3, as we get, the first one we're 8th notes. The second one we're doing alternating right, left, and that can be 8th notes or 16th notes. The third exercise is 8th notes on the hi-hat and then 16th notes on the snare drum. Now you can start this with just a few 16th notes sprinkled in here and there. And then add that kick drum and the snare backbeat once you feel comfortable. It could sound something like this, so here's an example. 8th notes on the hi-hat. Randomizing those 16th notes, leaving space in there. Then as you feel comfortable with that, try doing consistent 16th notes on the snare drum, ghost notes, and adding those snare backbeats in there. Speed that up as you feel more comfortable. And then alternate between leaving space in those 16th note, ghost note hits on the snare drum and consistent 16th notes. So I'm going to go consistent 16th notes to space 16th notes. So as you get comfortable with the first exercise, which were just the 8th notes, hi-hat, 8th note snare, second exercise, which was the alternating right, left, snare backbeat, with the right hand, with the left hand, and then the third one, which we're doing 16th notes, which we just did, on the snare drum, 8th notes on the hi-hat. As you get comfortable with all 3 of these, try to alternate between the 3. So this is the 4th exercise of the video. Try to alternate between the first exercise to the second to the third. And that could sound something like this. I'm going to play it a little bit slow for you. So as you get comfortable with all of these exercises and alternating between those as we just did, we're going to add in, as I did earlier, more accented snare hits other than the snare backbeat, also hi-hat raises. and you can start changing up the kick drum pattern. I was doing that a little bit throughout this video. You know, I wasn't just doing the... So... Really, there's all kinds of cool things that we can do with ghost notes, and right there I just did 5 different examples that you can use to take your ghost notes to the next level if you haven't already, or maybe you're just getting into ghost notes or drumming.